Welcome to Rider Nation Station, presented by American Manufacturing Solutions, your total logistics partner, investing in Rider Nation Station and St. Mary's, Ohio, and to our other fine sponsors.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Doug Frye Show. I'm filling in for Joe Hurlburt. I'm Zach Farrell. Coach, thanks for coming back again this week.
Well, thanks for filling in this week, Zach. Appreciate it.
Coach, it was a great, hard-fought win Friday night. The home crowd here in St. Mary's was treated to St. Mary's in Franklin now 2 years in a row, a hard, tough-nosed football game.
Well, I tell you what a special place St. Mary's is. And if you have never seen a football game here, of course, we're, affected by the COVID like everyone this year. The crowds aren't as big. But, we got Rider Nation Station that's done a great job broadcasting the games. And our kids got the opportunity to play 5 home games this year. What a great opportunity. Franklin, I thought, played their best football game of the season. They're a complete two-platoon team, as you saw. You can't compare scores and try to think how a game's going to come out. They were big in the trenches. They were athletic. And their kids, I thought, played their tail off. And
when you have a game like that was 6-0, there's so many different little plays that pop up that you say, wow, it could have gone one way or another right here. And so we're going to take a look at those clips here in a little bit. But just wanted to go through the rest of the WBL scores for a second here. In the Division 4 Region 14 playoffs, Kenton beat Ontario 32-20. Van Wert beat Port Clinton 46-20. Division 5 Region 18 playoffs, Ottawa Glandorf beat Orville 62-0. And Bath lost to Northwestern 21-3. So any of those scores pop out at you? Anything that from the WBL? I guess happy that so there are some teams moving on.
Absolutely. We root every week for all the Western Buckeye League teams to move on. And we play, for those maybe not familiar that are watching this program, we're a 10-team league. We have 9 league games. Various divisions, mostly D3 schools in the league, but I think a good representation of our league right now, the strength of our league, and it looks like Ottawa Glandorf really rolled, so they may have a very good chance of moving on. And at this point, not only do you have to be good, but you got to stay awful healthy. And you got to be a little bit lucky at times to get those breaks, but good representation from our league.
Sure. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, Coach. When we come back, we've got some clips from the game on Friday night, some really interesting plays, and like I said, every play was potentially game-changing with the score being so close. So we're going to take a look at that and more right after this.
American Manufacturing Solutions is proud to invest in St. Mary's and proud to sponsor Rough Rider football. Think AMS. Think logistics, done right. AMS is your complete supply chain solutions provider. Have electrical service needs? AMS can take care of that too. Call us at 419-300-1007 or visit us at AmericanMFGSolutions.com. Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair, dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
Welcome back to the Doug Frye Show. I'm Zach Farrell. Coach, we want to look at some clips from the victory Friday night. First one here was start off the game, a pretty nice run by Aiden Hinkle.
What a way to start. Nice push on the right side of our line, and Hinkle hits it nice. Great job by Morgan Sewer, our right tackle, and Devin Shannon, our right tight end, 2 seniors on that side with a push. You see the double team right there.
Yeah, I got a couple of nice angles there, and it was great to see the St. Mary's rushing attack get going early on. St. Mary's on defense also early on. We saw a lot of pressure, and this one by Fraley, just a nice sack off the edge.
There's Hunter Fraley coming on the edge. He's been a player for us for 3 years, and really this is the first time he's played on the defensive side, so makes a real nice play there.
We've seen a lot of offense, Dosh Patterson, Hunter Fraley, more typical offensive players the last couple of years have really contributed on the defensive side.
Sure have, and that's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. The next clip here was a punt from Brandon Bowers, coach with a 6-0 ball game and 4 or 5 punts from both teams. The punting game, special teams, as you always talk about, really came into valuable during this game.
Absolutely, and I thought we were above average in the special teams area. I wasn't quite satisfied yet with where we're at, but I thought there were some crucial change of possession and field position opportunities that we took advantage of.
And I've been impressed with Brandon Bowers' punts all year. That one was from the back of the end zone. Didn't seem to good snaps, good kicks. Didn't really seem to bother him too much. This next play here, Coach, was a pass to Dylan Troglin from the quarterback. Good poise by junior quarterback Gavin Reinecke, and good vision there. Absolutely,
and boy, has Reinecke grown up throughout this season, and we look forward to having him for another year. And we got some good young kids behind him, and good throw, well executed.
Coach, this next play is a little odd for me to maybe include in this. This was a long play from Franklin's offense here,
yes.
Run out in the flats. Why I wanted to include this was these are the type of plays sometimes where you'll see a defensive team give up and let the guy score maybe. And we saw a lot of hustling from the defensive side. And when you have a game, and they ended up making a stop a couple plays later, when you have a game like this where it comes down to 6-0, it's little plays like that can really make a difference, I guess. And I just thought that was a good one to highlight.
That was smart on your part to include that, because those are huge plays, and we spend a lot of time on pursuit and practice. I stand in the back and look for a 21 player, and there was Howe and I believe Keel coming across the field as 21 guys that were keeping 21 players in front of them. So hustle and heart make a big difference, and I thought really that's what won us the game.
And I guess that's a lesson for younger players that if you all ever wonder why it looks like, oh, the guy's going to score, let him go, quit wasting your energy. That's why you hustle down the field and you make plays like that can come into effect later in the game.
Well said.
This next play here was just a nice scramble by Reinecke. Dropped back, saw that the middle was open. I guess, was this a called scramble, or is that just Reinecke had the green light on that?
That's just him making a decision there that that was better. We asked him, and I think it's something Gavin's really grown up on. I said you have to move the chains as a quarterback, and he's really starting to come into his own. And again, really proud of him.
Just more good vision, and followed right into this next play by Reinecke where he was able to scramble and make almost getting sacked, but made a nice little pass to Troglin. Unfortunately, Troglin was well covered,
yes.
But I thought it was a nice job of the quarterback of keeping the play alive.
And with Gavin's case, we didn't have the 7-on-7s in the summer, and this was a complete new quarterback that we really were yearning for that time in the summer. So you might be seeing Gavin now where he would, under a normal season, been in about game 4 at this point. So good decision there.
Good to see that a quarterback improve that much, and I think as a fan we see his confidence grow each week.
And I give that credit to Gavin, but also Derek Dunlap, our quarterback, who was a 2-year starter for me here and went with me next door to Wapakoneta. So Derek and I have been together and coaching for a long time. Derek does a great job with him.
Well, this next play was another good defensive play. Brandon Bowers has really seemed to come on the defensive side of the ball, not only as punter, and this was a chance that he had to break up a nice job breaking up a pass here.
Well, any kids that are out there, this game is a game where things change immensely, and Brandon last year was nothing, I say nothing, but his only role was kicker and punter.
Right.
And he didn't even practice with us in those other areas, and we decided to say, hey, we need to start working you in. So this is his first year with us working in these areas, and now he's in the starting lineup.
How tall is he, by the way?
He's probably 6'3", 6'4", right there. Yeah,
and he's got really long arms, and I've noticed that on the defensive side, he's able to make some of these plays.
I think you're going to see a lot more of him as the playoffs progress, and a lot of him next year, because he's a young man that's going to continue to improve.
That segues nicely into our next conversation, which was the Aiden Eigenbrod's interception. He's another player that I've seen you talk about in this show about not really being a football player for very long and just contributing every week on the defensive side now. And this was just a very interesting Rider Nation station had a great view of it, but the ball stayed alive. And that's just a good heads-up play by a defender to make sure that you're watching where the ball is and grabbing it any chance you get.
Now that play right there exemplifies football right there and exemplifies the way we want kids to play. Aiden's a kid that moved in from Bawkins. moved in, I believe, his sophomore year. So obviously Botkins doesn't participate in football, so it's his first round of football. And if I had to say, and I'm certainly taking away from no one, but he may be the most improved football player we have in the program, and what a gutsy effort there.
It's noticeable because he as you talked about, didn't contribute a ton and has just come from nowhere. Now he's you're seeing him make plays all over the field defensively, and it's great to see. Next clip here, Coach, was just a classic Rough Rider sweep that I wanted to include here. Dylan Trogdon makes a nice run up the sidelines.
That is, you're right, and that comes from Zach Farrell, a center for the Rough Riders, who understands that is the heart and soul of our program right there, and that's classic.
And then, of course, very important here in overtime, a blocked field goal from St. Mary's.
That hit Stosh Patterson's head is what it did. So, there's a young man that is a coach's son. We changed the block pressure, which affected it a little bit. We changed the edge of it, but I think he certainly didn't want to go home and live with his father after a loss. He would have rather won. I say that sarcastically.
I did want to talk about that a little bit because there were, I believe, 3 or 4 attempted field goals from Franklin, and it seemed like you did try different things. Did you, as coaches, did you notice something with that, or is it just that there's different schemes that you try on those field goals?
Well, he's a left-footed kicker, and he'd actually hit a couple 35-yard field goals, and we'd come off our right edge because normally we change the block, but this week we thought we could get better pressure there, so we changed it up just to maybe open up some blocking areas for him. But mainly what we did was small compared to what Patterson did, Stosh did coming through there. It was just really hard.
Yeah, Stosh Patterson shows tremendous effort on the field, and it came in big right there. Mm-hmm. And, of course, then Ross Henshin, again, 2 years in a row now, sort of the dagger to Franklin in this close game. Here at the end of the game, great blocking up front, and your thoughts?
My thoughts are that you look at Eganbrud, and you look at Patterson's play, you look at this run, look at the left side of the line come off the ball. We won this game on heart. Yeah. And for any kid out there that's thinking about playing a game of football, the great thing about this game is there's room for about 30, 35 guys on Friday night. In some of the other sports, you should be a multi-sport athlete. I played 4 of them, but there's not as much room. If you want to play this game, get in the weight room, work hard, and you'll play this game.
You don't have to have the natural talent necessarily. It gets fostered, and your effort can make up for that. And as you improve, you'll be surprised maybe what kind of a player you can grow into, right?
Absolutely. We can help them reach that potential.
Coach, this might be my favorite clip of the game, which was at the very end of the game, the seniors walking across the field here. I don't know if this is going to be the last game on this field. I guess theoretically there can be more scheduled, but it's probably is the last game for these seniors. And I just wondered if you could talk about the seniors a little bit.
Well, you can never say enough about your seniors, and whatever you do in life, you have an opportunity to do that again. But very few of us will ever play the game of football again. And the relationships you build with your teammates, the times you have. Those little moments are going to last a lifetime, and we build a closer relationship here than some other places because we have to spend a lot of time together. And to see those kids walk across and the memories that they have, there's brothers, there's cousins, the kids. Those kids were just coming out of the elementary, hitting 7th grade football when there was a 21-game losing streak here. So they didn't think there was any future here. And those kids have been part of, I've seen 3 league championships and a lot of playoff success. So I just can't say enough good things about our seniors and their leadership.
Is this a normal, bigger class than usual? Is this a pretty regular class? As I saw so many of them walking across the field, I thought, man, this is a lot of seniors.
It's a standard class.
Okay.
And what really stands out are the kids in there that maybe don't play a lot of football for us.
Yeah.
And those guys are just as important, if not more important, than those guys that are on the field because they play on our scout teams, they work us in practice, they've stuck with it. The lessons they've learned by maybe only playing a couple plays of football game and coming to practice and the relationships they build. We talk about those young men every day and their importance to our program, and they're pretty special people.
And this year, especially, I guess I would just say juniors coming up, keep in mind that you only get so many chances on the field, and these seniors seem to take advantage of all their opportunities that they've gotten because they didn't know if a lot of them were coming. So.
Well, especially this year.
Yeah,
especially this year. We had never had any idea if we'd get a game or two in, and we are very blessed, and we're very thankful for that opportunity.
Well, Coach, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Rough Riders game this week, traveling down to Bellbrook. So the last time that St. Mary's was there was my senior year of high school. So not a necessarily familiar foe, but we have seen them before. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and more when we come back right after this.
For all your sporting good needs, visit Albert Sporting Goods at 121 West Spring Street, serving the St. Mary's community since 1980.
Auglaize Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or auglaizeequipmentrental.com or just call 419-394-7883. Auglaize Equipment Rental.
And by Coach Doug Frye. Coach, this week St. Mary's travels to the southern suburb of Dayton known as Bellbrook. Bellbrook is 8-0. They come from the Southwestern Buckeye League. They've had some big wins this year. Last week, 56-0 over Chaminade Julian, a common opponent. Earlier in their season, they had Franklin. I believe they won 34-0. And so this is a good team, a strong Bellbrook team. They're number one seed in the region. What does St. Mary's have to do to beat them on Friday night?
Well, as you said to start with here, Zach, my last trip to Bellbrook, Ohio, was on a bus with you and with Coach Yale and with Coach Bo, who were on that bus. And we played Bellbrook, and Austin Spittler was a linebacker for Bellbrook. And so much has changed since then, obviously, facility-wise and all the way around. But this, by far, is the best football team that we played all season. It's a senior-dominated football team that is extremely talented, very similar to us scheme-wise, wing tee, with maybe a little more sugar and spice than we have on our wing tee, with motions and shifts and those type of things. So, it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us. They've taken it to a number of teams. We've never shied away from any challenge here, and we're excited about the opportunity to play this game at Bellbrook. But we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I watched some film, and I was surprised to see that they had a wing tee type of offense. They do a lot of motions in the backfield, as you talked about, and they pass out of it fairly significantly. Any thoughts about how to defend that?
Well, they're going to pass, but their main focus is running the trap, running the sweep, running the pitch. I mean, they're going to run those base things that have made them successful within their league. And they've been tested one time by Valley View. It was a 28-21 game, I believe, was the final score. Franklin, that's the biggest rival they have. Franklin and Bellbrook will be like St. Mary's and Salina as far as rivalries go. And Franklin, I think, had won that pretty handily last year, and Bellbrook really won that in a significant form this year. So we're going to have to play our best game all the way around in all three phases of the game. And like I said, we're excited about the opportunity.
And if something we've learned this year is that teams have changed a lot from the beginning of the season up till now, because they didn't have the preseason, they didn't have the 7-on-7, and they had a lot of chaos in their practices during the summer. So it'll be interesting now to see what type of team that Bellbrook has become in that. Defensively, Coach, they run are they going to stack the box? They run a five down lineman sort of thing?
They're a 5-3 with an exceptional Mike backer that can run to the ball and two good inside backers. And what's really interesting is they play about 7 of those kids both ways. I mean, they're keeping their athletes on the field is what they're doing. And sometimes as society's changed, kids start to say, well, I can't play both ways, I can't do this, I can't do that. Well, Bellbrook's doing it right now, and they've done it with a high level of success. So I have great respect for what they've done all season, and they're doing it awful well. And we're excited about the opportunity to get on that bus and go to a playoff game and see what we can do.
I think St. Mary's fans, the ones that are able to go, and hopefully everybody watching at home, can check it out Friday nights at 7 p.m. on the Rider Nation station. I know everybody's excited, Coach, ready for this third round of playoffs. And so I want to thank you again for this, and good luck on Friday night.
Thank you, Zach.
Well, that's all the time that we have today for the Doug Frye Show. Thank you, everybody at home, for joining. Thank our sponsors for being able to bring this to you every week. And be sure to check us out on Friday night for the Rough Riders game against the Bellbrook Golden Eagles. Thanks, everyone.
Auglaize Equipment Rental is your source for all your equipment needs. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner with a project, we can help get the job done more efficiently. Check us out at 1900 Salina Road or auglaizeequipmentrental.com or just call 419-394-7883. Auglaize Equipment Rental. American Manufacturing Solutions is proud to invest in St. Mary's and proud to sponsor Rough Rider football. Think AMS, think logistics, done right. AMS is your complete supply chain solutions provider. Have electrical service needs? AMS can take care of that too. Call us at 419-300-1007 or visit us at AmericanMFGSolutions.com. Miller Funeral Home has been serving the Rough Rider community in its time of need since the 70s. Our business is a family affair, dedicated to serving families with integrity, dignity, and compassion. Miller Funeral Home, proud to be a supporter of the Rough Rider community.
For all your sporting good needs, visit Albert Sporting Goods at 121 West Spring Street, serving the St. Mary's community since 1980. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.